Hello everybody. The reason I'm laughing is I've never seen so many people on a stream in my on my channels anyway, in my entire life. Hello. Welcome everybody. How you doing? My name is Mitch, and today we're going to be laughing at some Spergs, in particular SJW ones. So see, I was not expecting Sargon to show this. I thought it would just be a quiet night between me and my fans. You know, maybe some other people will just stream for about 45 minutes and just have some fun, basically. Because this stream is I mean, it's probably going to stir the pot. They're probably going to respond to this. Vadim is probably going to, I mean, is this spoilers? He's probably going to download it to try and get at us. But look, this is just to laugh, okay, guys? So, we need a little bit of context, though. So what is this mass Spergout over? Well, you see, it started off with your boy, Robin Hood. Okay, guys? It started off with Robin Hood, who is not Sargon. He is his own person. Because if it was Sargon, why would Sargon spend the time to do some kind of weird operation where he refers to himself in the third person? It's not something that Sargon has ever done before. At least, not unironically. Maybe he's done it ironically. But anyway, it is what it is, right, guys? So anyway, ooh, look at that. Nice little effects there, guys, before I forget. So, Robin Hood found this guy called, where is he? Conrad Golden. Now, who is Conrad Golden? He's really nobody in particular, really, other than what he represents. So here's what he says, guys. Apparently, Sargon's Twitter has been suspended. Well, got a bit of a newsflash for you. Sargon's Twitter was suspended at least a couple of months ago. And as far as I know, he doesn't have a new one. So I don't know who he could be referring to when he talks about Sargon's Twitter being suspended. And apparently he has mixed feelings about it, and it feels very strange. I mean, how can you have mixed feelings about somebody being suspended? I mean, you either laugh at it or you don't. You either don't like it or you like it. You can't. I mean, I don't know. I'm with Irish Yoda with this one. Do or do not. There is no try. You're not deontological enough. On the one hand, it is a clear free speech violation. On the other hand, he is advocating for authoritarianism now. It's probably bad that he got banned. Probably. But he's not so sure about that, guys. Now, what is this advocating for authoritarianism? We'll get into that because it seems to me there's been a lot of Chinese whispers going around in this community. The SJW one. Now, this guy is an anti-SJW now. He's somebody who is, well, he considers himself a centrist and an actual classical liberal, but he obviously is not. He obviously is not, because there is another thing that he did, if I can find it. There's another tweet he says. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Here we are. Here's the tweet. He then apologises yesterday to Vadim, aka Creationist Cat. I don't know who SJW Debates is. Who is that? Never heard of him. He must be a new guy on the block. And Wasley, for some reason. And others, he's surely forgetting. They were right about Sargon and I was very wrong. So how is he a classical liberal if he's responding and apologising to the very people he is meant to be at odds with? But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, guys. So anyway, here's what a few people from the Spergs respond to, and here's Zoe, and she or he, I don't know, says, I kind of think that not allowing private companies to remove accounts they don't want on their platform is a greater violation of free speech. That's not free speech. That's freedom of association. Learn some basic like philosophy, Zoe. Learn some basic politics. That's not free speech. That's freedom of association. And of course, Cook Holiday himself. It's the right of the company. But if he's just talking, I tend to side with the user. Like, I hate ethnostaters. I had 2 years of my life wrecked by them doxing me. But I'll still say, if all they do is talk, then them being removed isn't a win. However, but, there it is, guys, the but, it's also not really a loss. It's like we lose a bit of the spirit of the idea when the conversation breaks down. But it's also a lie if we say we don't have a preference. I think we can acknowledge our biases while respecting the spirit of an idea. To quote John Stuart Mill, to paraphrase John Stuart Mill, the reason why you should allow these people to speak is because not only is it shining a light on them, not only is it showing people who the crazies are, it can, from what I remember him saying, is reaffirm why you're right. They are kind of like a reverse reflection, kind of, where they're out there saying all these things that are stupid, and they're just affirming to people why you're right, because you've got the evidence on your side. And not only that, he mentions a very important point, that all ideologies, all opinions, it's really more opinions, he says, are based on half-truths, so there is reality to what they're saying. Unfortunately, there are things that they're saying that are true, but then there are also, lies or just wrong facts. And we need all of the facts so that as a society we can progress, because he thinks that free speech, and this is right, free speech allows people to mentally improve themselves. Society as a whole improves mentally. Our IQ is raised to galaxy brain levels by allowing everybody to express themselves in any way they see fit, Venom or Punished Holiday. And by the way, Sargon is not an ethno-stater. Why are you saying that he's an ethno-stater now? And you could talk about doxing considering what you were involved in with a certain German, but whatever. Now, they're referring to several videos, and one video on a stream, although technically they're both streams. There's one where he was debating somebody on Myth-Informed about the duty. Do women have a secular duty to have children? Now, he's not saying, oh, we should force them. Do they have a legal requirement? No, it's duty. Duty is not a legal thing. You don't have to, indulge in this duty. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to have kids. And it doesn't even have to say they have to be necessarily biological. I don't know. I mean, you could adopt. You could even become, a stepdad or stepmom. I don't know. The debate is, do they have a duty to? Because there's a lot of questions raised, like, as not only as the species we need to survive, but also the new generation carries on the culture and the ideas of the previous, right, to some degree. That's what it's about, really. It's not about, we need to save the white race or anything like that. It's not. It's really more about culture, from what I can gather from what I've seen. Nothing at all. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat, see what you guys are up to. Post-ironic anti-SJW. Yes, Merc. Chicago, if you want on, you can come on. But anyway, let's carry on. So he then apologises for some reason, the true alt-centrist that he is. And the Equalizer. You're just ruining the film, man. You're ruining is it Ed Woodward? I forgot his name. You're ruining the film, man. The Equalizer actually, equalised. You do not. And then Dylan Knight, this rather pronouns in the bio person, who's also followed by Rebel News, interestingly enough, states he openly proposed mandating that women have birthing duties to prevent demographic shift on stream. Conrad is a right libertarian, which I still find goofy, but at least he's principled against Sargon's authoritarianism. But as we've already mentioned, the debate was not about a mandate, it was not about legal laws, it was about duty, which is completely different. And of course, people just take it, they don't go and bother and look up this to see if this is actually the case. They just get into lockstep and say, I can't believe I used to watch The Absolute Loon. Well, you know what? It's your loss. It's nobody's loss if you're not watching him anymore. Yikes. He unironically said this. Unironically, he did not say that, but whatever. Yup, and he turned into a preaching doomsday prophet. I swear, they're getting him confused with millennial woes. Yup, and he turned into a preaching doomsday prophet. There is no alternative. Only my way or the end of Western civilization. With this birth rate, the West will lose future wars and cease to exist. It was wild. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what he said. I'm sure there's totally no hyperbole or misrepresentation there, guys. Oh, and look who's here. Kev. Kevin Logan, the guy who's constantly tried to put a spanner in the works of Sargon and, you know, just any fighter for freedom really and liberty. You know, he'll pretend to be somebody who's open for conversation and just wants the best for society, but then he'll stab you in the back because it's not really about that. And I'm blocked by the person who talks to him, but I can find out who it is. Let's have a look. Oh, it's Christiosity, yeah. This is a woman who literally got banned for like a week or something for admitting to harassing him, and she was harassing him. They all were. They were literally dogpiling him. This was ages ago. Yeah. And then Robin Hood responds to Dylan, because Dylan Knight keeps on going, because he says this. He really got authoritarian in his anti-Islam rhetoric, like mandated birthing duties, blah, 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 blah. Except that I don't think that was even mentioned. And then there was this. Obviously, I might get ahead of myself. I mentioned that stream of Knuckers. We will. Don't worry. Then we have this Sunshang guy who says, that kind of society is wrong. Telling people they have a social duty to breed in order to keep a certain type of people in the minority is xenophobic and misogynistic. Him teaching his kids and followers that is no different to Muslim parents doesn't work. Just look at unionists. As in, oh, he's Irish, isn't he? Oh, she is. Sorry, it's a lady. But the thing is, like, he didn't even mention that. I don't think that was the point. It was just, should women have a duty to have kids? A secular duty, not a religious duty. Because remember, these are atheists debating morals and ethics and things like that and virtue. It wasn't about demographic shifts necessarily, but whatever. Sargon's not an ethno-statist, but he is now because that's what they've all decided in their heads that he is. I guess this is what happens when you're in an echo chamber for so long in self-isolation. Damn, these guys must be bored recently, guys. And then we have, I think, somebody called PS Real Talk who says, I watched one video, he talks about duty in the cultural sense, not mandated by any authority, law or government. Is that what you're referring to? But then Sunshine continues to say that it is the same defence certain Muslim people use for forcing their kids to get married, but it's not. Because he's not forcing them. With Muslim children, a lot of them, not all of them obviously, it depends if they're liberal or not, but it's an arranged marriage. That's completely different. It's already arranged when they're children to be married to a certain person with a dowry. I think it even happens in other religions. I think Hinduism may have that or used to have that. Or at the very least they need a dowry. It may not necessarily be arranged. Come on, seriously. Right, but I don't think that's what he meant, and we don't have to go to such extremes from other civilizations to find an example of it. Just ask your grandma. In all likelihood, she grew up in that kind of society, even in the West. I think if Sun Shang is in her 40s or 30s or whatever, I don't think her grandparent was forced to marry people in, the 50s or the 60s. That seems to me more of a 18th century, 16th century, maybe 19th century thing, that you would see more arranged marriages in the West. But certainly not by the 20th century. It was very rare indeed. Oh my god. These people, their imagination runs wild, doesn't it, guys? I've never been to Croydon, Jay. Just so you know. I've never been to Croydon. I am not the person you met. Okay, that's maybe not a lot. I have been to Croydon, but through Croydon to get to London. But I've never actually been to any meetups in Croydon. So, just so you know. They're freaking out because Sargon's been evaluating Enlightenment thought versus counter-Enlightenment works publicly. No, that's not really why, Murgoot. That's not why. You got to remember, though, these are communists that we're talking about, or thereabouts. They're anti-Enlightenment as well. Like, I don't really buy Sargon's, trinity of the Enlightenment, fascism, communism, and liberalism, because I don't think that's really what liberty, equality, and fraternity actually stand for. I don't think that's the case. I mean, that's just his opinion, that's his philosophical take on it, but that's not my opinion on it. But anyway, moving on. As you can see here, Dylan is asked for a link to a stream, and this is a Knuckle V stream. But apparently it's the incorrect link. This is the actual stream. It's like a 12-hour donation stream, apparently, with Dr. Lehman, where all these things were said. So it wasn't the Myth Informed thing. So they're already realising, oh god, we've just made ourselves look like idiots. We've misrepresented this guy. Oh no, what are we going to do? And so now they're scrambling to find the actual thing where it was said, because, let's be honest, right, I don't think any of these people have actually seen the whole 12-hour stream. In fact, I may have been on them. Maybe. I may have been on them, because I used to hang out with Knuckle V back in the day. I was probably on them, but I can't remember, so... I do remember being on 24-hour, 12-hour streams with them, so... And this, I think it was like a donation stream. I don't remember if it was donating to Alex, Dr. Lehman. Maybe he had issues. He has had personal issues in the past. But the thing is, you got to remember, with guys, with the swamp and other things like that, you know, with Knuckles streams, people get really drunk, and even when they're not drunk, people are edgy. Excuse me, it's not Corona, just so you know. They get edgy and they say things that they don't actually mean. They're just making fun of things. Like on the swamp, there was loads of in-jokes and jokes that would, these people, if they saw it out of context, would view it as fascist or as just authoritarian. It's not. It's jokes. We're making fun of said things. We're making fun of each other. That's what we were doing. So he could easily have said something, or somebody else could have said something like that, because they're all edgy boys in the swamp. That's what they do, and this could be misconstrued or just misrepresented as a some ethno-statist thing, when it's like, no, guys, that's not what it is. These are people being edgy. This is what Knuckle V streams are all about: getting drunk and being rowdy and edgy. I should know. I've done it so many times on there. And anyway, before we get to his retraction, apparently one of the videos was made private. Otherwise, they could show us how Sargon is an ethno-statist, why Sargon is an authoritarian, and why he's coming after your demographics, guys, why he's coming after your minorities. You know, he himself is technically a minority, being mixed race and all that. You know, why would a mixed race person who isn't brainwashed like some of the alt-right and SJWs are, why would he be like promoting such ideology? It doesn't make much sense, does it, guys? But it doesn't really matter, you know, it's all in their head. Now, the video was made private, otherwise they could show us. Believe me, no one wanted to disbelieve what I was hearing more than me. See, you don't strike me as a guy who watches Knuckle V, that's for sure. But then again, you do know Thoth, and Thoth is a member of the swamp, so maybe he did watch it. But the thing is, he didn't seem to complain at the time. Apparently Vadim has downloaded it, and as Arseworld's man says, show us the bloody receipts, Vadim. Come on, redistribute the video. Come on, rain it down upon me. Give it me. Come on, we need the evidence, man. Now, come on. Give it us, Vadim. This is what the stream is about. I need the receipts. You give me the receipts, bruh. See, there's so much confusion, because even they were confused. They didn't know what streams they were referring to. He didn't even know what he was referring to at first. So when Robin Hood calls him out and says, you didn't say that. You didn't say that it was a stream with Knuckle V. You said it was another one. Because, again, it sounds like the Myth Informed debate that he had with whoever that lady was. And the guys from Myth Informed themselves. And now he's saying he did not argue for socially forcing women or his child into ideologies or duties here. That is not the same as this, you dishonest snake. So I would prefer to engage with the one where he makes those arguments. You're the one making allegations without evidence. Who is the snake exactly? Indeed, Robin Hood. Who is the snake? Who is the snake? When I made the allegations, the evidence existed, you fool. It was since made private. What would you have me do? Not lie would be a start. It's past your bedtime. Take a nap. Okay, liar. Oh dear, the left can't meme, guys, honestly. Now, it turns out that Knuckle V was brought into this by Robin Hood. And Conrad literally says, okay, if I am wrong about who requested it, I will gladly take that comment back. It does not change what was said. Well, it kind of does, doesn't it? Because if... it kind of does change the context a little bit, doesn't it? But anyway, Nuka says, nobody requested anything. I take down the... Oh yeah, this is another thing, I almost forgot. Basically, they were getting into their heads that Sargon or somebody else requested Nuka Levi, or whoever, to private the stream. Because why would Sargon do that? Sargon doesn't request to private anything. In fact, he doesn't even... I don't think he even privates most of his videos. The only time I've seen him do something like that was, I think, the... Do you remember the thing with the Lush woman? Where he was making fun of somebody with a feminist shirt in Lush, and then it spiraled out of control, and he had to apologise. Do you remember that? I think that was the only time he had to do something like that. But for a stream like this, no. And as Nuka Levi says... Nobody requested anything. I take down the really degenerate drunken streams after leaving it up for a day or so. And it's true. As somebody who used to know Nuka, that is exactly what Nuka did. And probably what he still does, I don't know. But yeah, if the stream was really drunken and degenerate, it was so embarrassing, he would have to private it just because it's so cringe, basically. And trust me, there was a lot of cringe in those streams. And I don't blame him for doing that. And it's not because Sargon may have said something edgy, necessarily. It might have just been that he felt embarrassed for his own behaviour, not necessarily other people. And of course, Conrad Golden retracts the statement. Caught in the act. Press F for Conrad, guys, because the entire gay op that he's been trying to co-opt, to create, has just fallen flat on its face. My apologies, Nuka. You are a good person. And this is the best bit, guys. Thank you for standing up to Sargon. I have been a fan of you two for a while. Well, you're not a fan of Sargon anymore. You just said that you disavowed him. And that stream really shocked me. I was glad to see you and Layman, who I dislike, standing up for liberal values. Sargon stands up for liberal values. He's not forcing anybody to do anything. Nuka's standing up to Sargon. It's all good. Yes, Daniel, drama always gets old. But not on this channel. And Conrad basically admits that he lied. Why did he feel the need to lie? Let's see if he responded, because, I don't know. I was wrong in my assumption that Sargon requested the stream be removed because of the fascist things he said. Now it's fascist. First it was ethno-statist, now it's fascist. Even though fascism is more cultural than ethno. Well, it can be ethnic, but National Socialism is more ethnocentric, but whatever. I changed my perspective when presented with the evidence. I was not lying about him saying them. Dear God, I hope I was never anything like you when I was a Sargon stan. No, you quietly allowed these things to be said and pretended not to be outraged, apparently. You didn't call him out at the time and ask him for clarification on what he was saying. No, you didn't care, because most likely none of this was ever said, or it's been massively misconstrued by you. And you didn't just assume, you said things as if it was a fact that he basically requested things to be, privated, when he doesn't do that unless it's his own stuff. When other people ask him, can you private this, can you get rid of this because, blah 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 blah, he'll do it. He's done this so many times for people, it's unreal, but he never really requests other people. Now let's take a look at the chat, guys. What are you all saying? Just for now. They hated Sargon because he told them the truth. Very true. Hello, Casey. Oh, so this is a new stream, Merc. I thought this was an old stream. So this is a new stream. So Alex's family has COVID. Oh no. Well, that's my. I guess that's my stream demonetized now. There's a lot of old Atheist Plus and reformed anti-SJWs freaking out. They aren't all commies. Yeah, I didn't say they were all commies, but they might as well be, you know. So they're basically reiterating cultural Marxist talking points. So, who is mixed race? Sargon is. And so am I, incidentally. Sargon blackpilled them in the last hour of his appearance. I'm just reading the chat, guys. Don't mind me. So yeah, that's almost it, I think. And then Kevin was asking Daddy Vadim to please send him a copy, please. Oh look, Sophane as well wants it. Can you believe this? Like, these are all people who want just to be like friends with him and friends with me. Apart from Kevin, obviously. Kevin was always an adversary, but people like Sophane and Vadim, you know, people I considered good acquaintances or friends or people I respected. Look at these people, man. I'll just show you now before I forget. Look at that. Like, seriously. Duplicitous people, man. And even if you know, like, I don't understand, like, you can have a political change, right? You can change your opinion on things, but do you have to necessarily then disavow Sargon as a friend? Like, remember, it wasn't Sargon who told these people he's unfriending them, he's now being friends with, I don't know, whoever. It was them who unfriended him. No longer friends with Sargon, now friends with Kevin Logan. That was Vadim, that was Sophane. Like, I never even told Sophane to not talk to me ever again. He unfollowed me. He unfollowed all the other people that he used to be friends with. I used to collaborate with Poisoning the Well and all those people. I mean, it's really hurtful when they just decide that you're no longer a good human being because of a difference of opinion. You know, like, I don't know. It really is just sad. It is sad, but you know, they've made their bed. They might as well lie in it. You know. Oh dear. Oh dear. Just, I don't know, guys. When you've been in this game for a long time, you know, some things don't shock you, but other things just make you sad. You know. Hello, NPC Brian. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, Anyway, I think that's everything, although I do have a load of notifications, so I'll just double check to see anything else has been said about all these things. Let's have a look. Nothing else has been said. I think that's pretty much it. I'll double check Discord to see if Butsworld Man is sharing anything. But I think that's basically it. I can't think of anything else that needs to be said about that thing. Ah yes, there's one thing that I almost forgot. We'll just get that up. And I think there may be some other things, maybe. Let's have a look. Let's see. Wow, this Comrade Golden guy, he's literally only just turned to the dark side. He has just took... Wow, this is literally a stream. I need to see this stream now, because it can't be that bloody bad. Seriously. He's renouncing his support. He's literally doing that like Indian unfriended meme. Look. Renouncing my support. Like, he's even saying it, I wasn't renouncing it. Well, you are, you know. Anti-SJWs, guys, seriously. I mean, one thing that was said, one thing that's been misconstrued, one thing he probably didn't understand, one thing that could have been a joke, and that's it. That's the end of Sargon for him. Amazing. And I still can't help but wonder whether or not they're actually confusing him for another person who may have said that in the swamp, because I can guarantee you there are people in that stream that would say things like that just to get a reaction. Can anybody who watched that stream tell me what Sargon actually said? Because I don't watch Knuckle of V's videos anymore, so I don't know. Did what they say actually happen, or was it they were talking about the myth informed? Hello, Felthop. How do you do? Me? It's not me who dislikes Sargon NPC. It's It's the other guy that dislikes Sargon. Sargon is the reason why most of you are here. And yes, I'm effing better than you. Exactly, Mergoot. Exactly, Davey. They are still salty for being caught on Kraut's server. So if anybody can just tell me what was said in that last hour, that would make this guy Spergout so much. Because let's see if I can find it. I think it was private, wasn't it? So I can't see it anyway. So I don't know. Excellent, Felthop. Ah, Merc, I see. He was just bullshitting. So he wasn't even being serious, and this guy took him seriously. Oh my god. See, I knew this was the case. I told you guys, innit, that this is the case. Somebody said something someone said something edgy. They're having fun, they're messing around, they're not being totally serious about things, as people want to do on the Swamp. But this guy knows, right? This guy watches Knucklevi's content, so he knows that people are going to be saying things that they don't actually mean. Like, he's watched Sargon, he's watched Knucklevi, I assume, for a long time now, but only now does Sargon say the one thing that he doesn't like, even though Sargon doesn't mean it. Disavowed. Renounced. Well, I mean, this isn't like what AA said, you know, back a couple of months ago, where he was literally supporting segregation, and attacking, class mixing and all sorts, right? And then had to delete the tweet because it made him look bad. That's not like that at all. He was being serious in that case, but Sargon wasn't, because Sargon doesn't believe in that stuff. I mean, he may believe it's a duty of people to have kids, but his reason is not from it's not from an ethnic point of view. It's not how millennial woes would define the duty of having kids. It's something else. It's more of a cultural thing, more of a we need to pass down these important traditions, otherwise they'll get lost. It's not about saving the white race. Like, he doesn't care if somebody is mixed race or black, as long as important traditions that are good, that actually help people, that actually make society better, are passed down. Or even new things are learned and then passed down as well, That's probably what he was getting at. And then obviously on Nucky Stream, he's probably just pretending to be something that he's not and making it a little bit more spicier to make people laugh. And it makes me wonder if this guy is as what Robin Hood is saying. He is just lying. Hello, Lauren. How you doing? How's the doc? Hope he's alright. Like, I do think this guy has an ulterior motive. I think he is there just to start shit. He's there to, get a pile on, to rile up the SJWs, because he knew exactly who to go to, exactly who to respond to, who to get to signal boost him. I think this guy is chatting shit. And apparently he doesn't even like Layman. Surprising. Like, when I was hanging out with the Swamp, like, I don't remember anybody who disliked Layman, everybody liked him because he was a very popular guy. I mean, he's the first person I know who watches, who watches Layman. I mean, Nucker, who dislikes Layman, and Layman isn't a liberal. He's a socialist. I think he's far left. He's a good person. Don't get me, but he is far left. He's not a liberal, so he probably wouldn't have been defending liberal values. I doubt he was even doing that. I think he was probably laughing at the edginess because he's an edgy boy himself. Mert can always tell me if that was the case, because I just can't help but feel that this guy was lying. Like, that if he did watch it, he just completely misunderstood what was going on, or he didn't watch it, heard about it, and then decides to lie about it, because he's not a Sargon stan. He's not a Sargon fan. He never was a follower. He never was a classical liberal, because I don't think a classical liberal would be saying things like this. I mean, I don't know, is that a no true Scotsman? It may be, but I don't believe that is the case. Hello, McBain, how you doing? Isn't Layman going... He's always been like that, McBain. He's always been, oh, that's just so cringe. Hello, my dudes. Hello, you magnificent bastards. Isn't anti-SJW just cringe? Isn't feminism cringe? Feminism is doo-doo. That he's always been like that. He's not anti-SJW. He's just a hipster. He just thinks it's all beneath him because it's political. but yet he will indulge in it. He's just one of those people. That's all he is. Yeah, he has problems, Davey. But he'll be. I think he'll be fine. I think he's doing better since, from what I've heard. But yeah, he's always been a bit. Chicago Liberal will be coming on, guys. I will just for the next couple of minutes. Let me just tell him. Yeah. I've just got to turn the audio on for him so people can hear him before we do anything. We'll be going on for about 10 or 20 more minutes, guys, and then we'll just end it, I think, because I'm pretty much exhausted what I was saying. I went through that surprisingly quickly. In fact, I thought it would be done in 45 minutes. We still got time to burn, so... Alright, I'm just going to ring Chicago. You might be able to hear that, guys. Hello.
Alright, there we go.
Okay, chat. Press C if you can hear Chicago.
Press F to pay respect.
Press F for whatever that comrade.
Press F for the stream, guys.
Press F for the stream. Is it alright?
Nah, because I'm now on. It's going to do a hell of a lot worse.
Oh, yeah, Merc says that, yeah, dude, if this was all based on Nooker's stream, that whole thing was just bullshit. Yeah, of course it is. I just love how it goes from, like, it was the Myth-Informed thing to Knuckle of E-stream. Like, I actually wonder if Conrad actually watched any of it. He was just, like, changing. It seems like me, like, it kept changing. So, like, oh, it was this stream. No, it was that stream. It was this stream. We've got to find a way to libel this dude. Yes, I can hear you. Good.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, my God. I love drama. Did I tell you guys that I love drama?
Really now?
I know. I actually have a video that's unlisted on here about my reputation for liking it. For being a bit of a whore. But you know what? When it's this juicy, you know, I can't help it. But
oh, definitely.
I wasn't expecting all the people to turn up though. Sargon, oh, we got a super chat by Stigma of the Rose. I'm about 20 minutes behind live, and I saw Sargon's call out. I clicked the notification bell, but YouTube doesn't want me to keep up the fun. SJW cringe. Don't worry, this will be available later on. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you very much. Oh God, I just when I saw this on Discord and Twitter, I was like, what the hell is this? What are they coming up with? Because it's like, at first I thought, is this Millennial Woes? Was he on Nooker's stream? Well, I didn't know it was Nooker's stream at first. So like, it really was just Chinese whispers. Like, people were saying it's like a weird messed up game of Chinese whispers where it started as one thing, then it's become another. But then even the source changed. So it started off as the Myth-Informed debate, which was just a debate about duty. Which, as you know, duty is not the same as you are forced to do this by law. We are forcing you to get married and have kids. It's not. It's not.
Bloody hell, of course. Obviously.
Well, it's kind of like the iDubbbz thing, funnily enough, when they were saying, oh, you're calling out him and his girlfriend, therefore you mustn't like sex workers. It's like, no.
No more
On the
Mr.
contrary.
Nice.
On the contrary, I like sex workers.
On the contrary, I pay them quite well.
Well, I think prostitution should be legal because it's sex. Sex is legal.
Well, I mean,
you know, if it's consensual.
Banning it doesn't help. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you like, that's an untapped market. You know, people should be allowed to sell their bodies for sex because it's not slavery or anything. It's not like that. It's not impinging anybody's freedom if it's consensual. You know.
Well, and also when you have it illegal, it actually does somewhat promote sex slavery. So.
It does, yeah, it does. When you make it illegal, it does. Like pimps exist for a reason, but where it's legal, like in Nevada, there's brothels that are completely legal and the prostitutes run it themselves. And like Louis Theroux did a documentary on that. Like very fascinating how well it works as a business, by the way. Very, very well done. And I think they have security as well and everything. I may be wrong, but yeah, I mean, these are people who choose to be as well. Like, I don't know if it's gotten bigger since then in Nevada or if it's remained the same as a business, but yeah, I mean, if I'm against sex workers, how come I'm saying such things? It's silly. Just like how I'm not against people not having kids. I don't want kids, for example. I've made that decision. I don't want kids. You know? Why would I be against people not having kids? What is a sex worker? It's a very broad term. You know, like, so sex worker can basically mean you're a porn star to a prostitute to even somebody who posts nudes online, believe it or not, which I don't think is necessary. I don't think that makes you a sex worker, because you're not having sex, you're just a nude model, basically. And as far as I know, nude models are not sex workers. You know, there are celebrities who do nude modeling every once in a while. They're not considered sex workers, you know. But yeah, it's a very broad term. I think it's something that the progressives brought in. It's a bit too broad for me. I'd rather it just stick to people who actually have sex for a living, you know, basically. Am I right? I think I'm right, aren't I?
Yeah, you're right.
So what did you take from all that quackery that we went through?
I was too busy eating and laughing my ass off to really have much of an opinion.
To be honest, I completely lost the train of the threads because Twitter's so bad. Like, I thought I had it all in perfect chronological order, because I like to go through drama in chronological order. It's just how I do things. Oh, but they'll jump at anything.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of left-wing Twitter?
Have you ever heard the tragedy of creationist cat? Yeah, I agree, David. They have corrupted the definition. She breathed. Ugandalorian, that's a brilliant name. I like that. Do you know the way? Do not take your helmet off. It is not the way.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way? The thing is, it just shows that they'll clutch at straws and grasp at anything to attack him. Like, or anybody really, but in particular him. And now this is going to be part of the pantheon. Like, I remember, like, when I was... Remember when Tizzy, is that his name? You know, the guy who's like a Kraut stan. You know who I mean. The one who has Scrump as his profile pic. Do you remember him?
No.
Well, okay. Well, there's
Strump?
Not Scrump. The guy has Scrump as his profile pic because he thinks it's funny. He thinks it's getting at Scrump when it's not. It's the opposite. But anyway, they have. I think they have a headcanon. These people have a headcanon of what we're all like. So like, I made the hot chip and lime meme. Mm-hmm. I was talking to a friend. It was S-Man Speaks. And I just said, all women born after 1993 can't cook. You know, the stupid meme.
Yeah.
Richard, do you know anything? You must know what a thought is. It means that hoe over there. Go on Urban Dictionary. Educate yourself. But anyway, I said that to him, and then this Stan comes out of the blue and says, this would be funny if it weren't true, even though I don't believe it. I don't believe all women born after 1993 can't cook. All they know is charge they phone and all that. That's all. It's a stupid meme.
Who the hell actually believes that meme anyway?
My sister cooked Christmas dinner last year. Like, obviously women born after 1993 can cook. She was born in 1999.
Same year as my sister.
And it doesn't make me an incel. I'm not an incel. I'm not a virgin, believe it or not. I'm not an incel. I'm not involuntarily celibate.
I am voluntarily celibate.
Because of your beliefs, right?
Yeah, because I have religious beliefs that say that I should do that. So
when you get married, you won't be. You will be.
Yeah. Oh, I
What
definitely
would that make
won't
you?
be.
What would be the acronym?
Did it start a decent person?
Decent person, yeah. Very true. I mean, it depends on you. It depends on a certain point of view, to quote Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan's overrated. Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan.
When did Sargon post this is funny? I completely lost it. I don't know if Sargon's free to come on though, but if he wants, he can come on. But I'm gonna.
Oh my god! If Sargon comes on today, then
funny. As you know, certain things may be happening in a couple of months, but shh, spoilers.
Shh.
Spoilers, guys.
Spoilers.
When prostitution is legal, then the prostitute can go and get medical help to stay safe and have medical backup. Indeed, Tal, you're absolutely correct. Again, not only that, it helps prevent. Well, don't prevent, but it will lower sexual diseases as well, because as part of the job, they will need to make sure they're healthy and not spreading anything. And maybe even there could be rules like for the things like you have in this particular place where we do it, you can only have condoms, so like protection only, things like that. See, the free market works. It can in some cases. Market. It can in some cases provide freedom, not in all cases, because it's a market. But in that case, I think it does make people more free. I think
market's problems require market solutions.
Yeah, crime. Well, it won't be a crime, so it will go down. I mean, they probably always. I mean, don't get me wrong. Richard, you're an incel. Okay, fair enough. Whatever, whatever floats your boat, mate.
You do you, man.
It is a state of mind, I will say, though, rather than an actual thing like a culture. I think it's a state of mind. Everybody's got. I think most men have gone through that stage at some point, unless they are the alpha of alphas. But I don't know.
Yeah. I used to be an incel, now I'm just voluntarily celibate.
Like, sex is not the be-all, end-all, Just like how trying to get gotchas on Twitter is not the be-all, end-all. Why can't you just debate the facts? Why don't they just go and, talk to Callum, Secretary of the CAD, to get a statement or something? Even though it's not necessary, but, you could just go and, go on Telegram or even on his channel and ask Sargon, like, do you really believe this? You can trust but verify, Like, what happened to trust but verify? I don't know. Lauren, you are decent. You are a decent person. Anyway, I think I think that's pretty much everything. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Nah. Just wanted to hang out with friends,
what I am interested in is if Vadim makes a video on this.
Oh boy.
I reckon there's going to be videos coming out about this. I reckon Vadim is going to make a video as Creationist Cat. Sophane's going to make a video on it because he wants a video. We're going to see a Descent of the Manosphere Part 3 of Sargon by Kevin, and they're all going to embarrass themselves because they'll soon realise that when they watch that last hour, which apparently he comes on for, it's a joke. He doesn't mean it. Everybody's laughing their asses off, but they're still going to try and misconstrue it. They're going to have to cut it up and say, this is what he's saying. Look how evil he is. He's a fascist, don't you know? Even though
as soon as that video's made, I'm going to then make a public YouTube playlist and just call it Cringe Compilation of a
Now the whole Soviet Union knows you just posted cringe. That's what's going to happen. He's going to make a video. That's why he was asking for it. Or what they're going to do is they're going to chop it up and then post it online as little bits of like sound bites out of context to make it look bad, which the alt-right have done. They always have done since 2013. Like, this is what they're going to do. Incel is not a state of mind. I mean, okay, maybe it is a culture nowadays, Lauren, but to some extent it is a state of mind. It's a state of mind of low self-confidence and things like that, if you know what I mean. I wasn't trying to downplay their experiences. On the contrary, I was just trying to say, look, a lot of what you're dealing with is a state of mind. You just got to try and not get over it. That's not the right word. Work through it. That's what it is. Work through it. And I think if you work through these issues, you'll reach the other side. Like, you might end up finding out that, is it really worth chasing it? Being desperate? Is it worth getting angry when I can just, like what the Joker says? Find the funny side. It's a comedy, I think if you laugh, it makes things more bearable. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an incel, so I can't speak for you all, or even help you. People can only really help themselves with things like that. I'm the last person to be able to help people on how to get girlfriends. I kind of just fall into it by luck.
Same here. I kind of just got lucky.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Technically, we're all lucky.
Yeah.
It's all luck, guys, at the end of the day. Wait, you did it. Wait. You did an Wait. Are you that guy with the long hair, Richard? Like the guy who's like gone viral. He looks a bit like no fuckers. Wait, let's have a look. I'm gonna look at this now before we go.
Alrighty.
Richard. Oh no, you're not who I thought you were. But interesting. Oh, it's Elizabeth. You know Elizabeth. Ah, interesting. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry about it. You will get through that. Anyway, I think we'll end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Sargon, for signal boosting. Ironically, I thought this was going to be me and 10 people at most. But it's been fun. If it happens again, if there's more stuff, I might stream again. So stay tuned, guys. As for the SJWs, keep screeching.